Hello, it's Adonis Turner for Adonis Power and Conditioning, and here's a week 2 summary up to, we have 15 weeks out before the powerlifting week for my wife and I. Starting out, we have deadlifts. This was 7 sets of 3 and the last set to failure. I decided to stop taking the strength days to failure because it just drains me too much for the other days of the week. So you're going to see 15 here, but it takes me forever. So the following weeks after this, I'm going to do 7 sets of 3, and then the last set is going to be hitting 6. That way I can steadily progress over time, and I'll be able to hit more weight effectively, and my other workouts will be effective because I took 1 set to failure. So I'm considering the long term as opposed to just this one moment in a set. So as you can see, I'm struggling here. It takes me a while. I'm on pretty low sleep here, and I believe this is, I want to say 365. And my wife does something similar after me, where she takes her to failure. I believe she did 185 pounds.
Let's do it.
So actually, I did 345, hit 15. She did 185 and hit 15. So I try to keep my hips low, shoulders high, and hands on the bar. My grip was giving out, and I think there's one more here. Just keep my leg drive up, back minimal rounding, and it's done. So wife does a longer set. I think she hit 16, and she actually hurt herself on her right shoulder when she was doing overhead press on this same day. We decided to take overhead press out of the program because when you're benching twice a week and also overhead pressing twice a week, you end up pressing 4 times a week, which leaves your elbows and shoulders really sore if you aren't used to that much recovery, or if you aren't getting enough recovery, I should say. So I essentially, after this day, just took overhead press completely out of the program, and subsequently I had good bench days after that. So again, as you can see, her form is actually superior to mine. Her back is much straighter, her head's forward, and she's able to grind reps out, put her shoulders back. We believe at the meet that she can hit close to 300, if not over. It really just depends on how long it's going to take for her to rehab that shoulder, which it is getting better over time. So also, ladies, you can do deadlifts. It's good for posture, abs, hamstrings, and lower body development. Also, if you just want to get stronger as opposed to where you're at right now. And this is also good conditioning if you do a lot of reps like she's doing right now. And yeah, I think she did like 12 or 13 here, and then she's like, I'm going to do more because her head is very strong, and she's very confident in her ability. So she decided to knock out either 1 or 2 more. I think it's 1 more.
It's just 1.
So hips down, form not the best on that particular rep. Oh, she got 2 more, excuse me. And she looks forward, gets psyched up, pull it off the floor, and that's that. After that, we did overhead press, 5 sets of 6. I did 125, and on this day, my elbows were pretty sore, which I wasn't too happy with. And this also made me understand that I can't be pressing this much per week, even though I do have lower body movements 4 times a week. Due to the fact that I'm lower body dominant, I'm able to recover from those workouts a lot easier. Not to mention that your quads aren't really being worked when you deadlift, so it allows me to squat days I can work quads, and deadlift days I can work hamstrings. And she did 5 sets of 6 at 55 pounds, which is a volume PR. She's never done that many sets with this weight. When you do overhead press, it starts in front of you and you push back above your head. You want to go to your as low as your mouth and mouth and chin area. That way you can get more momentum that simulates the bench press. And the next day was a heavy squat day. I did 6 sets of 4, and then I took the last set to 8. So this was 6 sets of 4 at 315 pounds, which is by no means like heavy, but I have to build up because this is only week 2. 6 sets of 4 at 315, and then on the last set I just calmly got 8. I felt really good this day, hitting hip below knee, and also keeping my head forward as I sunk into the bottom of the squat. So as you can see, for all these reps, the form was decent. My hips do shoot up a little early, but that is something I can improve over time if I focus on it more. After that, did bench. There's no clips from Amy on this day because she was rehabbing her shoulder, doing some active recovery, which I will have a video for.
Goes down.
I did, what is that, 195 for 7 sets of 5. So the last set I got 10. Just to remind you, in the earlier part of the video, I said I wasn't going to take any of these to failure. So 7 sets of 5 is a part of the program, just increasing it 10 pounds from last week. Just to make sure I'm consistently making progress over time and getting stronger and building muscle, as I really want to have a good bench press into the meet, especially depending on what my weight will be, probably around 230, 225. Next thing, the next day, was I was on bad sleep, which made this a lot tougher than it should have been. So this was 6 sets of 6 at 365. Just as a reminder, on my heavy day, I did 345, so I was actually doing more weight on my lighter day. But that probably may not have been the best of ideas, but long story short, I still got it. It was just a harder workout than it needed to be because I was only on 5 hours of sleep. And then the very next day, now remember, on that same day that you just saw the deadlift, I usually do overhead press, but I took it out of the program because I wanted to save my pressing recovery because my elbows and shoulders and wrists were hurting. So I didn't have an overhead press clip for that time. So today, which is August 8th, I did squat, which was my last day of the week 2 program. I did 5 sets of 8 at 275. So we're moving up, getting better rep volume. I usually don't do this many reps in a squat because it's just so hard for me, but I am improving over time, getting more and more condition each week. I believe I did 225, or excuse me, 245 in week 1, so I'm improving each and every day. And this one is again 10 pounds up from last week. 165 for 5 sets of 10. Also, remind yourself it's minimal soreness from each and every workout. I'm never like 100% fresh going into a workout, but I am effective enough to do good form and good pauses at the bottom. And then the next clip you'll see is Amy. One of her active recovery things is to make sure her shoulder can be pinned back when she does squats. So she has no weight in the bar, good form, and she knocks out 20 reps. I believe it's her right shoulder that was that bothered her for when she did overhead press, but she eventually got through it. And as you can see, she still hits good form, still stays upright, still can look forward, and she ultimately gets it done. And stay tuned for the next video. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about, but it's going to be an informative video on Thursday. So Amy has about 10 more reps here, and thanks for watching, guys, and you have a good one. Peace.
5 more. Good.